Welcome to A House Around the Corner. I'm your host, Tricia Ziemer, and I'm here with Lynn Trelaw, who's the manager at the Centre at Rosebud. Welcome and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for inviting us. We're very pleased to be here.
Now tell me about your centre.
Well, I'm the manager from Peninsula Adult Education and Literacy, and our primary focus is literacy for adults. And we had a young lady walk into our centre about 4 years ago, and her story is she was a stay-at-home mum, and part of the reason that she was a stay-at-home mum was because she was barely literate. When she came to our centre, she could only write her name, she had to copy her address, and had very limited reading and writing skills. And since then she's joined several classes, and as she's gone through, developed her skills, and she's now in employment. And she's also been invited to join our committee, and she's absolutely fantastic. And her skills are she has just blossomed and flowered, having had those literacy skills.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
This extraordinary lady is Wendy Mellon. Let's join her on her journey.
Hello, my name is Beverly Thomas and I am President of Peninsula Adult Education and Literacy Incorporated, which is in Rosebud in Victoria, and I'm also on staff at this organisation as a literacy and numeracy teacher. PAEL, as we like to call, has been running in the community for 19 years. We're going into our 20th year next March, and we've been helping people with their basic reading and writing skills, numeracy skills, also people that come and need some help because English is their second language. We help people with disabilities and people from that have been educationally disadvantaged. We've moved around a number of times, and we're in great need of having a stable home. The wonderful people from the Rosebud Rye Rotary Club purchased this property for us and gave us a home which was truly magnificent. We're very proud of our art program. It's been running for a number of years, and we have very keen students here, and we've had a number of exhibitions. Essentially the course is for folio preparation for further education, and we've had 100% strike rate as far as our art students here being streamed into Chisholm.
Hello, my name is Wendy Mellon. I work on the committee at PAEL in Rosebud. In my childhood I sort of travelled around town to town. I mainly just knew how to pull a car apart, put a car back together. We've always been told if you're going to get your licence one day you've got to know how to do this and do that to a car. And the first thing was the wheels on the car, and then it was bits and pieces, oil checks and that, but I wanted to go further.
Well, often people have had unfortunate experiences with their learning, and so they've had these difficulties and things in the past, and often they've kept it very quiet, and so that it's been a real burden that they've kept inside. Wendy's a delightful lady. It's been an absolute joy. I met Wendy 3 or 4 years ago when she came into one of my literacy classes, and she was very quiet and very shy, but it soon became very evident to me that she really had a passion for learning and that she was really committing to this. Her literacy level was very low. She wasn't able to read hardly anything at all or write very much.
2008, New Year's night, we all had our family wish, we always did, and then one of the kids said to me, what was your wish? And I just said, my wish is to go back to school and learn to read and write and do everything else. And they just laughed at me and said, yes, Mum, we'll see. I thought it's time for me to go to school to learn a bit more. I went to Centrelink in Rosebud, and I asked them there. And they put me on to PAEL. In 2009, I'm here, and it's 2012 now, so, and I'm staying here. It was hard, but I thought, right, I'm going to do it. And then the second step was to walk through the front door. And I walked in the door and I met Lynn. And from then on, they can't get rid of me, I shouldn't say that. So I had to come here, my learning was zero to me. I knew my name, had to fill out a form for name and knew where I lived and phone number, and after that was it.
We have some amazing people here, some really dedicated people here that have a true passion for people that are in need of literacy and numeracy help. We really understand how it really makes their journey through life very, very difficult, and we just want to be able to help people with their learning and achieve happiness and achieve their dreams. So we all have that collective vision.
Bev was my class teacher and she was really good. Yeah, she explained things, especially my maths. I'm pretty good with my maths, but I did it back to front.
Please do come forward. We're very, very understanding. You know, we've been working with people here for a great length of time, as I mentioned earlier, and we're very gentle in our approach, and we just take it step by step, and so we're very committed, and we just, I think people often find quite early on that they can trust us and that they can relax and that they're not going to be judged in any way, shape or form, and that's a very important part of the process, the trust.
I would say to them, go for it. Don't worry about anybody else and just take that step, because they will help you. There's people here will help you.
We have some terrific one-on-one tutors here, and they're specifically trained by us, and they can either be as a support to a classroom teacher or just a one-on-one session. And sometimes when people first come in, they're not ready for a class situation. They're not ready to talk about it and to open up so much to other people.
Back and pack, sack. But now this one gets a bit harder. You've got to draw a duck in a sack race.
In a sack race.
that'll test you a bit, won't it?
I was so excited to join the committee when Bev come up and asked me one day, and I just stood there and thought, no, and then I thought, yeah, give it a go. And the first meeting we had, I just wanted to run, but I thought, no, it's going to get me further into the world, and stuck by it.
Oh, enormously proud of her. I think that perhaps her inclusion on our Committee of Management, I would see that as a wonderful, wonderful achievement for her.
I'm most proud of is my family and coming to PAEL in Rosebud. Everything's fun. That's all I can say. Everything's fun here because everyone makes you welcome. And you have a good old laugh and everything. So I can go to the supermarket now and pick something up and think, oh, what am I going to have to tea? And I can pick something up and I can read most of the stuff on the things there now. And I can go home and cook a strange tea for them. I would have stayed at home and did the housework, cooked normal housewife things. Because you can't get a job when you can't read or write. And I just would have stayed in my shell at home. I'm quite happy to be at PAEL now. They've taught me everything.
The boss of the factory stood in his office. He could see the gardens of the factory.
Mr. Cash, the boss of the factory, stood in his office. He could see the garden workers. They were digging and weeding. Mr. Cash, the boss of the factory.
Learn Local provides quality education and training to people of all ages and backgrounds and has hundreds of locations across regional Victoria.
Learn Local gave me the opportunity to complete my schooling and get the job I wanted.
I never completed school, but I got the training I needed to get a great job.
At Learn Local, I did the course I wanted to change my career.
Learn Local. Flexible, friendly and just around the corner. Take your next step with us. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.